Yo, what's up, guys? Happy Sunday, by the way. Um, so this one is called Who Gets to Speak on the Industry About It? And what is the threshold? You know, um, I don't know if, and this seems like it's been going on for a while. However, I don't know if this is trending or about to trend, but I've seen a few tweets that were like talking about this, and so it brings up the question of, okay, what's the threshold to be allowed to speak about the industry? Because it seems like some people don't want certain people to talk about it, and as if they want, you must be at a certain level to speak on it. Okay, so what is that level? Let's talk about that. you know. And I do have the question, is this Intel gatekeeping? You know? Okay, so what is it? On the TV side, are you allowed to speak on the industry if you are a writer's assistant or no? Or are you supposed to stay in your lane about that? You can only talk about that. I don't have any problem with that. You know what I mean? Speaking beyond your experience level, I agree that that is probably too much. You know, as a writer's assistant, can you talk about here's what it's like to be a showrunner? Not really. You know, but is it about so where's the threshold? Is it you must if you're a staff writer now you can talk about the industry or no? Because you're not a showrunner. So just shut up and sit down. We will talk about it. You know, the showrunners. However, then it begs the question, okay, so let's say, let's say you're a showrunner for what? You know what I mean? Not every showrunner is created equal. Are we talking about, you know, a show like Boo Bitch? It's a real show, man. I wouldn't have believed it either. My lady watched it, and I'm not talking shit on that show because my lady watched it and she enjoyed it. I saw one episode, I'm like, no, thank you. But I'm still not talking shit about it. Sidebar to defend my lady a bit. She loves period shit. Like, that's her thing. Every time, she never watches TV out here. Every time, she's in the back always. Every time she's watching TV, it's like, my lord, my lady, I haven't seen you in a fortnight. Like this kind of shit. I'm like, no thanks. That's not for me. Is there any guns in this? Do they have to pack a musket? Then I'm out. So, are we talking about like Berlanti level, Ryan, Shonda, Taylor? Are we talking about shit? Like, so, if that's the sort of threshold to be able to talk about this in the TV side, then almost everybody gets shut down. Then almost nobody gets to talk about it because there's not that many at that level. And the distinction between those shows and that are a trillion miles away. Or let's be more specific, are hundreds of millions of dollars away. Okay? So are we sure we want to go down this road? What else? And that's something that writer Twitter could do. I'm not going to do it. Someone else could do it. Why don't you have a vote on it? You must be to this level in order to speak on it. And if I don't fit into that level, I'll never post. I'll still do my videos, but I'll never post them on Twitter ever again if I don't make the cut. How about that? You know what I mean? Like, so however, there's gonna be a lot of other people that should shut the fuck up too. Okay? Um, but let's go to the film side. So you must be, is that what it is? You must be produced. You know, okay, let's talk about that. There's plenty of people who've done shorts. There's my credit, bro. I'm produced, so I get to be a part of this conversation, right? No, dude. What? But I'm produced. Not like us, dude. You know, that's what some of these people are thinking. And I've been around, you know, I've been in conversation with you know, for example, on showrunners, let me go back to like the TV side. I've been in conversations and I get that vibe that they're like, they look at everybody else like, you don't even know. Like, you're lucky to be around us, you know? And they'll go off and they're like little like clicky conversations kind of shit. And at the same time, it's like, wait a second. You know, I'm not going to ask you that. I'm not going to ask you that, but I am wondering what the fuck your net worth is. I am, dude. Because I know some of them had to, let's be straight, man. I know, whatever. I don't care if I go controversial. I know some of them had to move back with mommy over a certain, you know, pandemic. I didn't have to, you know, but my mommy would never let me back in anyway. You know, like I said on the tweet the other day, I started paying $1,000 in rent when I was 14, dude. You know, when most of, you know, some of these like sheltered writers, mommy and daddy are kicking out like, here's see, I can't even think of what it's called because I never got it. What's it called? Allowance. I didn't get that. I was paying in. You know, and if you do the math on that, you know, $1,000 a month till I turned 18 and bounced. I paid almost 50 grand, dude. $50,000. If I would have stuffed that all into my pocket, I would have left at 18 with 50 grand. Why didn't you emancipate yourself? I'll get back on the subject in 1 second. Because I don't want to leave my sisters behind. That's why. I don't want to leave them in the dust. And, you know, and that's a reason. I'll get right back to it. Hang on. And that's why I know how to fix shit. I'm the man of the house. I know how to fix shit. Like, but that comes from when I was a little kid, man, where I'm fixing. My dad was dead, dude. My dad died when I was 14. So I'm fixing the washer, you know, or the dryer, for example, and just figuring out like, because no one's gonna fix it for me. I can't. What am I gonna do? Go. You know, I didn't have time to try to figure out where a laundromat is and all this kind of bullshit, go on the bus to bring my clothes in to wash them. I'm like, I'll just fix this. How do I do it? I open it up. How about that? Nope. How about this? How about I put this like that? Nope. How about this? How about that? I figured it out. Click. Starts up. I've never, see, that's why I'm not a softy pants, man, because I never had sort of mommy and daddy to be like, here's everything on a silver platter. Anyway, let's get back to the subject. So, and I don't have sympathy for people who sit here and cry. That's why that's why I'm this way. Why I don't have sympathy for people who fucking bitch and cry about shit that is not that big of a deal. When you could just get up off your ass and put your foot like this and then do like that and do like that, and then something's gonna happen. Something's gonna happen. You know what I mean? So let's go back over to film. Okay, so you know, what's the threshold there? Because it doesn't seem like it's produced. Because you know, you can be produced as a there's a producer credit for the person who did the you know, worked on the short. So that doesn't seem like it's it. So okay, is it a feature? What are we talking about? 100 grand? 500 grand? You know? Then you can enter the conversation because you're a produced writer. Now you can talk on it. But people who've worked with like, you know, huge producers, they can't speak on it because they weren't produced, but I was on a film that crashed and burned and no one's ever heard of it. Even though I have my credit on IMDb, no one's ever heard of it. And by the way, we lost 100% of the money. You know, like, So make this make sense. What else? So, oh, do you mean studio? Studio shit. Okay, so what if you have a studio movie come out and you have one movie come out? It's made by a studio, you got your scale, and that's all you ever did. And then Hollywood's like, it crashed and burned, and then Hollywood's like, hey, thanks for playing, goodbye. Do they get to talk about it or no? You know. And by the way, let me let the cat out of the bag. I think all these people should be able to talk about it. Okay, but let's keep going. So no, that's not good enough that they've been produced. Okay, so what about if they, like, what's the threshold? It's a hit, or yeah. So we're that to that point. So has it? It has to be a hit. Okay, but for how much though? You know, then we get into that, like, fucking, you know, nitpicky shit. How much did your film gross? 50 million? Is it only that? Only 50 million? Then why should you be allowed to say anything? It didn't go into the hundreds of millions, so maybe you don't get to speak. You know, like, was it a worldwide box office hit? You know, I look at that, you know, and everybody's number, I suppose, is probably different as to what they perceive as a worldwide hit. In my mind, I look at it around 500 million, around. So, do you have a film that hit that? You know? Or maybe, you know, other people could be like, no, like, I look at a hit like closer to like 1 billion. Then they get to join the conversation. Do you see where I'm going? Like, at a certain point, almost everybody is cut out of the conversation, which I think is fucking ridiculous. Okay? Because, you know, talk enough shit, you probably get cut out of the conversation. And so, you know, like I said, you could vote on it and just have all of Writer Twitter vote on it. If you could corral these cats, you know, long enough to, hey, everybody just vote on this, you know, just so it can see, as everybody in Writer Twitter, who do you think should shut the fuck up? Below what threshold? And then what's going to happen is only the fucking tip top of the A-list. And here's what happens there. The tip top of the A-list is like, number one, I'm probably not even on Twitter. You know, number two, I'm not gonna sit here and waste my fucking time for free to tell all these writers what the fuck, you know, how to maneuver and so forth. And who cares what number? Let's say I'm on number 3, because I forget. Number 3, I'm, you know, when I broke in, it was so long ago that's not even fucking relevant to you now. Number 4, I don't give a fuck if you make it or you don't. You know. Number 5, I'm never gonna talk about this shit anyway. Like, so then essentially what you did is you cut everybody out. Let's go to managers now. Okay, you cut all the writers out now, most of them. Let's go to managers now. What's the threshold for managers and agents? Is it just that you have clients? Is that the threshold? Or do you have to have sold something? Is that the threshold? Because you could be like, you know, you only sold a couple things for scale, so who cares? You know, for example, here's why I'm saying that. Because let's say you sell 5 things for scale. Great, you made less than $50,000 net, less than 50 grand, which is in line with a McDonald's manager. Okay? Speaking of managers, it's the same amount of money. Okay? So what are we talking about? We're talking about like you must have sold a hit, you know? Okay, so that, but then still we have the question of what's the box office? And what do we determine as a hit? Is it a percentage of the budget? Like what is it? Is it a dollar amount for the box office? What is it? You know, so then oh, or is it they have shit on the blacklist annual list? Listen, you don't get any money at all, nothing, not even 1 penny, not a cent, if you have shit on the blacklist. That's not how that works. You get paid when you sell it. That's when you get paid. That's when you get a fucking, check, money, cash in your pocket, so to speak. Not from the fucking blacklist. No one gets paid off the blacklist. Come on. So, where's that threshold? And is this gatekeeping on Intel? I think so. And why are they trying to gatekeep anyway? Are they trying to drive traffic to their fucking website or their book or their fucking merch or whatever the fuck? Their courses or whatever? Is that what it's about? So, hey man, if Writer Twitter determines that me and other people like me should shut the fuck up, great. But here's the thing. Various people come from the, like there's no, like I've never seen like a general way, like here's how you break in, here's how you fucking do it. Even if you spoke to a fucking A-list writer, they cannot give you the blueprint. Here it is, buddy. There you go. Just follow these steps from A to Z and you will make it. That's not a fucking thing. So what the fuck are we talking about? And even the way you write is not a fucking thing guaranteed. I mean, it's kind of easy to look at scripts and say like, that generally is just too wordy. Like that's easy, man. The harder part, in my opinion, is navigating. Once you got your fucking script that's amazing, that's why I never talk about writing. For what? Go learn that shit. And then you're gonna have to deal with, great, you have a fucking fantastic script. Now you're gonna have to fucking take it out. You could have a fantastic script that does not fucking sell for various reasons. And agents and shit, an agent specifically could make the argument that movie would have never gotten made if not for me. That agent, could make that argument to say the way I put that together, who I put on it, the way I positioned it, the way I pushed it, that's why it got made, not because the script is good. Okay, so there's plenty of fantastic scripts that don't get made. Okay, and should I tell this story now or save it? I feel like I'm going too long. I'll save that story some other time. But someone was kind of talking shit on me, and they didn't realize that their producer was working with me at the same time. And the producer told me their shit got made, but the producer told me, short version, producer told me their script sucks. I'd rather make yours, but yours is too fucking, avant-garde, but it's way better. Okay, so where was I going with this? I'm trying to end right now. But there was one more point I was going to make. What was it? Fuck, I fucking lost it. Let me just dance in the meantime. Maybe it'll come to me. Fuck. Like this is when editing would really help me out. Because I would just chop, get rid of that. So I guess that's it then. I was talking about agents. Fuck, I forget. Anyway, so just, oh, that's what I was gonna say. Now I got it. I think to close this thing out, I think that everybody should be allowed to say whatever the fuck they want to say. And it's your job whomever the fuck you are, it's your job to determine, does this make sense to me? That's where I was going with there's no blueprint. Does this make sense to me? Because no one can lay it out for you. A to Z, follow that, you're gonna win. No one can do that for you because everybody's journey is different, you know? And for example, like, and my channel is not necessarily, my channel is not about writing. I don't know why people say he gives the worst writing advice. I don't ever talk about fucking writing. You want me to talk about writing? Let's go. But I don't talk about it because it's irrelevant. You should come to the table and already know how to fucking write if you're watching my channel. You know, and that's the other thing. Is my clock still going? Yes. I was like, I could have sworn I was way over that time. But you know, my experience is different shit. My experience is, you know, modeling and acting, which I never wanted to be in, bands and composing, which that is my thing, you know, and then writing, and then also being married to a fucking CA agent, you know, arguably one of the biggest agencies in the world for 20 fucking years, and then after that, co-repping with her. So it's, you know, it's a lot of shit that is not super specific to one thing. So, and I'll probably got another couple more minutes now that I'm remembering this shit. Is, you know, and there's plenty of writers that would say, I know more than Jason, or I know more than this person, and I know more than that person because I've been signed for 20 years. I'm a working writer. Like, is that the gatekeeping? I'm a working writer. Anybody who's not a working writer hasn't been doing it, you know, for 10 years or longer. Anything they have to say is irrelevant. You know, here's the thing with that is, you know, I knew in 1999, maybe 2000, anybody who made a TV deal after that got fucked in that packaging thing. I already fucking knew that. You know, so listen, like being a writer, you don't know like the fucking daily shit. Unless if you have been married to an agent, then okay, you know, then let's talk, dude. What have you seen, dude? You know what I mean? That's a different thing than I've had an agent the whole time. I get a call from them once a week. You know, it's not the fucking same as an agent confiding in you every fucking day about everything. There's nothing you don't fucking know. There's nothing sort of controversial that you don't fucking know about the industry at this point. Because they confide about you in everything. Why? Because they fucking trust you. There's no one they trust more than you. By the way, that was one of my last fucking texts with Sherry, is her saying, I trust you. You know, so you want to shut people up like that, or not just me, but anyone like that has a different view on the industry, you're just gonna like, then you're like, but here's the thing. It's your, like any writer, it's your fucking responsibility to cherry pick what the fuck you agree with. No one can hold your hand. Here, little Billy, here, little Sally, let me take you to the promised land. It's your career. That's all on you, man. And if anybody's taking the time to do this shit for free, I've never asked nobody for a dime. There's plenty of people who've never asked anybody for a fucking dime. They don't have courses, there's no book, there's no nothing. They're just sharing shit for fucking free, you know? And you can cherry pick, quit complaining about you. I'm not getting the perfect advice. It's up to you, man, and I say that, don't just listen to what the fuck I have to say. Go watch their shit. Go watch their shit. Go listen to them. Go watch this podcast. Blah, blah, blah. From all of that, you have everything you need at your fucking disposal to cherry pick, oh, I like that. I'll put that in my basket. I'll put this in my basket. You know, I know that, and I'm telling you, I know that there's some shit that I say that some people are like, I don't like that part. I don't like that part. I'm not going to use it. I like this part. I'll use that. Boop. I'll put that in my basket. Fuck this part. Fine, man. You know what I mean? And go get that intel from everyone. Like, There's so much fucking information out there. But at the end of the day, you got to be the one to decide which part of this shit makes sense for my career, for where I'm trying to go. You know what I mean? At a certain point, you got to take responsibility for it. So that's it. I'm out. I think I pretty much covered what I want to say on that. I'm curious, what everybody else thinks on this subject. Do you want everybody to shut up that isn't A-list? Just curious. Later, guys. Best of luck.